Yeah. Hey, don't dox Tim Pool. I mean, memes. Damn. Welcome to the Redeye stream. This is number 233. It's Monday, so we're talking about the news. How are you guys doing today?
On Memes' stream, he called the Constitution a set of guidelines. MC, go.
Those words were used.
And what was the context in which you were trying to say they were just a set of guidelines?
MC, this is.
They're not legal documents. They're just a set of guidelines. You don't need to follow the Constitution.
Does not matter here.
It's just a set of guidelines, right?
Well, see, I was pitching it as, all right, we have the nation. The nation is here. The nation is in process. It is operating. We're constantly in flux. It's like we have the ability to amend it. We have the ability to pass laws. We have the ability to strive to. I was looking at it as more of an active thing. Those words rolled out of my mouth. I'm like,
and I
really?
Wait a minute. Active thing. Are you saying it's a what is it? A living document?
Apparently maybe it must have been a Freudian slip. It had to be a Freudian slip there. I don't know. Maybe you guys are pushing me more to the left here. I don't know. See, I always looked at it
pushing you more to the left. Pushing you more to the left.
You guys are very loud and use a lot of exclamation
points. When did you start
points.
on the right? Can you let me know?
What?
Can you let me know what you consider a right, the right side, where you've been pushed to the left, where you started, and now you feel that you've got to go left leaning because you're so far to the right.
I kind of used to think I was a conservative.
I used to think myself as a conservative.
I was inhaling nicotine. I have my vices too, MC. And yes, I become freaking OG Kennedy in a fucking accent when I start
No, real quick though. When did you think you were a conservative? And was it before or after you were dropped on your head?
It was after, and I watched a lot of Fox News after 9/11.
It was right after his third bowl.
What? Well, actually, MC, the interesting thing that you point out is those words came out of my mouth after a wee bit of chocolope that I was exhaling as I was eyeing earlier.
You were writing for the New York Times earlier in the week, and now you come back with the Constitution as a set of guidelines.
I met him at the Harvard Club.
I met them at the Harvard Club. You sure it wasn't when you were in Clemson University?
No. He actually pitched out. No, dude, he was actually going over Twitter, and he had these diagrams, and I meant to email him. I think I have it somewhere, but my car is very messy. But so, basically, he had this diagram, and you just see kind of like leftish folks and rightish folks, and he highlighted it like blue and red. And when you look at least Twitter interactions, it's usually only folks kind of at the fringes. They just barely ever touch, so you have no real association.
You were the one that was working on the different, 6 degrees of Sargon and made the little graph that had Tim Pool all upset. You made Tim Pool cry. Look what you've done.
Wait, the Alternative Influencer Network?
Yes.
Well, I believe that was a young lady, but, they just feel like a woman.
Was that your other persona?
I went back and I looked at that diagram thing for just a minute. And I mean, how much cocaine was this motherfucker on when they put this shit together?
No. Here's the thing, dude. I was listening to MC's rant earlier, and when he's jumping from article to article, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely wouldn't mind going back kind of a la Glenn Beck, but instead of the whiteboard, MC just kind of has in the back of his garage all these newspaper clippings and stuff, and the string going back and forth to the different articles. It would be Alex Jones in a probably much higher percentage accuracy rate. Maybe less changing of the frogs.
Yeah, less transsexual frogs.
Oh, good grief, guys.
MC, why aren't you screaming at me? It must have been a long day, because even after uttering those words, I'm like, nobody will notice. Nobody will notice. I'm like, oh wait, Sharadi's here. I'm like, oh goddamn.
Yeah, Sharadi's here. Sharadi will tell MC.
Well, hey, it doesn't matter. It's public record. It's freaking out on the internet, man. All I'm saying is just.
No, all
Hey.
you're saying is that you're a good little commie, and that all your friends should sit up there and understand that you don't really believe in the Constitution because it's just a set of guidelines.
Oh, it gets worse, MC. Quinn agreed with him.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah, well,
He's a Brit.
No, hear about.
Yeah. If you look up the definition, he is actually correct. Granted, he was coming it from one direction, she was coming it from another. I was just being a centrist just for once because it was funny. And yes, they were both correct in their own ways. You'll go. Now you can.
You're making me give more and more credence to Professor Peterson's book, where it's like it's this and that. Yes, the mother is creation. It's also chaos and destruction, and he just keeps on just mapping out these things that are like the benevolent king, or it could also be the tyrannical king. It's like, yeah, it can go really far in each direction. The sheer fact it's coming from a guy with an Ouroboros avatar. I mean, hey, ain't nothing fucking wrong with that, my brother Dargan. But it's when you look at it, the sheer fact that yes, even if that's technically true, I'm like, I appreciate the steel man. I still am kind of embarrassed of the words that came out of my mouth, but that's all right.
Well, you know, it happens when you watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know. There's a new one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, he did say, I was thinking about Johnny Depp too much.
Johnny Depp's on your mind a lot, memes.
You have a Johnny Depp fetish?
I may have before I got the
Let me ask
movie.
this question again. Are you really a man or are you some freaking emo teen girl?
I must be darn good at makeup then, MC.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Well,
Most of them are.
I don't know. I don't understand makeup, but I can fix a wall. And we've been over this discussion before, which I will not go into again. But even though I had that discussion last night with a lovely
So
young
you're
woman.
saying that you're good at painting?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm good at it.
Oh, memes, you're really digging a hole, honey.
We've been over this before. When you keep on going, you just got to aim towards China.
Most people stop and get out. I don't know. I mean,
No. If we establish a subterranean route where we can just run mine cars, like in World of Warcraft and shit, dude,
Oh,
a high-speed tram.
Hang on, memes. Magic Bollocks in the chat says, is Johnny Depp's an XXXX like 50 times Mrs. Memes?
Oh, I'd probably be living in California then, but, well, not necessarily. Fall is very nice, except it's very cold now because it's basically winter. But winter is coming, and about Johnny Depp.
Cold outside because it's winter there in California, and yet you live
Baby,
where?
it's cold outside.
That is very true. That is an accurate assessment at the moment. But no, going back to Johnny Depp, yeah, when I worked third shift security before I got the movie pass and we had Netflix and everything.
I got off the boat.
And no, dude, I borrowed my buddy's copy of Pirates of the Caribbean. There was like a month straight where I watched that movie at least like twice a night, and it's so good.
No memes.
Memes? What the hell is wrong with you? I haven't even watched that movie that many times. And I'm a woman.
So when did you get the addictomy done?
I played Pirates Gold in like the 8th grade.
Did
dude.
you understand what he just said?
He said words that I think involve the brain.
No, he said, when did you get the add a dick to me? Add a dick to me?
What?
Oh my god.
Did I just get trolled by a boomer?
It was a play on words.
Yes!
It was a literal play on words.
Oh, maybe the world is going to end.
Okay, well, Means is a
I wish I would've
transvestite.
looked that up.
That story.
Do you want to continue with the conversation, Means, or would you rather us move on to actual topics of the day?
We were talking about stuff.
Oh,
Wasn't
dear.
relevant to anyone else or anything else in the world. Well, technically we're all connected, but I mean.
So
that's-
who wants to talk about the Church of Bacon?
Bacon.
Yeah. See,
MC's all
Optimus.
bacon.
Optimus. Doug ain't got shit on bacon. All right.
Everybody loves bacon.
Doug is the one that provides bacon.
Not all.
Everyone loves bacon.
Hey,
Doug
the
is
Church
one
of
that
Bacon
provides
allows
bacon.
you to worship vegetarian bacon, even turkey bacon.
And that is not a true Church of Bacon. That is fake news right there.
They allow you to worship whatever kind of bacon you want to worship as long
They're
as it's
inclusive. Go on.
No, we need a bacon reformation.
bacon. And there is the link to the Church of Bacon for all of you.
What are you going to give us? Like a hard Brexit? No, you may only have pork bacon or you're excommunicated. What the fuck, man?
That's right. Don't
You're starting
precisely.
unnecessary drama.
We're not starting.
Turkey.
We were all fine. You brought up
You're under the impression it's going to have an actual impact.
It's a church for atheists and skeptics. They started it because bacon is actually real.
Wait. They're actually doing this? So are they a 501c3
There's
charitable
also
organization?
the Church of Judaism.
Yes, it is a real church. They have done many weddings. We oppose supernatural claims. We are skeptics and atheists. In our religion, we doubt religion. We fight discrimination. Atheists and non-believers are not inferior and should not be hated or marginalized. Yes, it actually says that. We raise money for charity and are striving to be the most generous church in the world. Our officiants perform legal weddings for members, friends, and family.
Do they bring bacon to the poor,
the
especially
most-
in the Middle East?
The most generous church in the world. Okay, church, I'm going to need you to give me bacon and money then, if you're so generous.
And
Yeah,
they
pound of
always
bacon is
do
always
the
good.
weddings for free. We expose religious privileges as silly by claiming the same rights for bacon. Praise bacon. If you prefer to praise vegetarian bacon or turkey bacon, that is fine, as long as you're praising bacon.
Are they planning on praising bacon in Riyadh or Baghdad or Tehran?
It says the United Church of Bacon's headquarters are located at Nevatican, which means
I
Nevada.
didn't see Canadian bacon.
Well,
Anyway.
You always apostates here and there.
Well, no, you can do turkey bacon.
Their
Don't
prayer,
say they're all inclusive when it doesn't involve Canadian bacon, which, by the way, isn't real bacon.
no, it's ham.
Neither is
Anyways.
vegan bacon or turkey bacon. I don't give a fuck what you say.
But don't they have poutine?
And
Oh God! I must have offended her with my comment to ketchup and gravy. That is what it is, right?
pale bacon, full of grease, the lard is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst piggies, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, bacon god. Holy Baconess, mother of bacon god, pray for our gluttonous, now and at the hour of our premature death. Amen. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
It happens to have a heart attack when they do a TED Talk.
That makes me feel like I should have a coronary. But
I wanna
no,
know who
I'm
they
sorry, that's
fed.
hateful.
Who they fed?
No, check it out. Church
Who
of Bacon.
generous too?
I
The
mean,
Church of Bacon, it has to be the official church of Asgardia. Just saying.
Oh, fuck you!
Oh,
God damn it! You had to bring up
dude.
Asgardia while Memes is in
Dude.
here.
Dude, drop bears probably like bacon.
So basically, you bait your traps with bacon.
Oh my god. Drop bears flying throughout space while they're gnawing on bacon? That would be terrifying.
Okay.
I want the bacon, but I don't need the bear. It's a marsupial.
Okay, moving on. I said moving on. We're moving on.
You're not the boss of me.
Okay, so we
Technically,
do
yes,
have
I am.
we do
Sorry,
have
sugar, you're not.
we have something pretty funny here. Hey Jensen, you're gonna answer for the crimes of your people.
Hey Jensen, you're gonna answer for the crimes of your people.
That's right. The British Army is going to scrap the role titles like rifleman and infantryman for more general neutral terms like infantry soldier and infantier. Really? Come on. How,
Infantry.
yeah, like the
That
mouse.
still
Mickey
sounds
Mouse
like
wait,
logo.
wait, wait.
You
infantile.
guys give me raft of shit when I sit up there and say that's all going to la 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 la.
MC, let's flesh this out the entire way. Let's go all the way down this idea. So, could you give yourself your own title?
You know
like
what?
Captain Deadpool?
Memes of destruction is like Brainy Smurf.
As in not?
Have you seen this stupid cartoon?
Jesus Christ,
you're
it
saying I
was
look
being
stylish
aired
with
when I was a
glasses.
child.
Then, thank you. If you're referring to some of the concepts that I just put out would never actually work in any level of functional reality, that's also fair.
Mm-hmm.
Epileptic Insomniac in the chat says, like a baby with a gun?
Oh God, they only got a few people to try to promote that.
All right, so since this is actual news, I'm actually going to read the article out loud. The British Army has a scrapped roles title like riflemen and infantrymen for the more gender-neutral infantry soldier and infantier. The briefing document seen by the Mail on Sunday also said that any training manuals with gender-specific language will have to be thrown out to not be exclusionary to women recruits. Gender-specific terms are to be removed from all doctrine, policy, orders, and instructions at the School of Infantry, and their use discouraged. The Doctrine and Concepts policy document reads, the IBS, Infantry Battle School, Brecon Wells, is to ensure gender-specific terms are removed from the next edition of Infantry Platoon Tactics in the Brecon Battle Book.
So basically now to when you get into psychological warfare, right? All the enemy has to do is shout over their, "Hey, are you British infantry? Are you an infantryman?" Just to raise their ire and have them charge willy-nilly into the bullet fields, right?
No. See, they're fine as long as it's not a French dude in a castle.
Well, we know it isn't going to be a French dude in a castle because the French.
No, because the argument that would ensue would leading into farting in your general direction and your father smelled of elderberries. We know where this goes, MC.
Those are the old day French. The new day French don't even know what a freaking castle is.
Well, I mean, we would defend somebody then anyway, so.
Continuing on, the British armed forces have doubled down on their efforts to pander to identity politics, with the army launching a series of ad campaigns to increase the number of Muslim and LGBT recruits. Serving soldiers were even told by top brass that if they demonstrated negative opinions, quote unquote, about the politically correct ads, they would face disciplinary action.
Are they forced to eat bacon?
Probably. Hopefully. The Army also announced in October that it would be investigating soldiers who had appeared in a photograph with English Defense League founder turned citizen journalist and anti-Islamization activist. That is a long fucking title. Tommy Robinson, saying the young squatties could be in breach of the Army's values and standards. Breitbart London reported this month that the Army had been excessively proud of winning the race for diversity against the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy by increasing the proportion of BAM, which stands for Black, Asian, and Minority Ethnic personnel in their ranks. Defense Secretary Williamson, who has no military experience, insisted diversity and inclusion is critical to our success and will give us the operational edge we need. To which my personal response would be negative, Knight Rider. The thing is, diversity doesn't mean shit when everyone's dead. If you can go up to the standards that is provided for by men across the board instead of lowering the bar and more worried about being diverse, you're gonna have one side of your squad scream Allahu Akbar, the other one's where's my fucking tea and crumpets, and then they're all just gonna have a fucking fight over who gets the bacon, because the fact is they can't determine their own fucking shit, much less fight the enemy. Okay.
Well, number one, they could just all join the Church of Bacon, seeing as it's a very inclusive. Number two, why can't we just call everyone dude?
There's a Church of Dudism.
Well, actually, dude, are you a member of the Dudism movement? Because I did get one of those banners once.
No, I didn't. No, I'm not.
Oh, maybe it was just this guy in, I think it was Washington, actually. Huh. Church of Dudism. Maybe. I don't think I ever joined.
So, Jensen, what the fuck, man? Seriously, that's all. That's what the fuck.
I have an answer for that. You ready? Not my British Army.
Didn't you have an answer earlier today? Just ban all words with man and son and all that shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I personally think that's going to be an absolutely great idea. At any point, any form of personal pronoun, it should be removed. And
so, since we can't say man anymore, are we supposed to say what?
Yes.
When we're referring to a fee.
How about?
Because we can't say male anymore, so you can't say male, you can't say man, so it must be what and fee.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, because they don't like it when you say fifis either.
Well, just two females together.
How about this? Here's my solution. I will say man or male or whatever gender word I want, and I wait for people to actually fight me, and then I have fun.
No, I agree with you completely. It's just beyond ridiculous now. We've actually got to the point that you're not allowed to use pronouns for describing a job in the British, in the Army. I know specifically the British Army here, but just remember this, our dear American cousins. Any idiocy that we have ends up coming over your way. So, oh dear, good luck.
Hey, we have the Constitution.
Realistically speaking,
but
I think any job would be.
Right?
I think any business would be lucky.
That's low MC.
I think any business would be lucky to have me as a recruiter, because at that point, the moment someone tells me, "Oh, that's not my pronouns. My pronouns is all 56 of whatever the fuck their gender is," I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it doesn't seem like the position is now open. So I wish you have a good day. Have a nice day. Get the hell out of here."
Well, isn't this really just an extension of like 10 years ago when they were bitching about mankind, right? They wanted it to be humankind or some shit.
People kind.
Humankind. It says man in it. We're now actually going to have to call ourselves Terrans. We are turning into the Terran Empire.
Oh, doesn't that mean like Earthling?
Earthling is not inclusive enough. It doesn't allow for people that live on other planets nearby. That's disgusting. How dare you, sir? Oh, I can't even call you sir.
I swear to Doug, if any corporation comes to me and wants me to develop the zombie virus, I will do it for free. Okay, no questions asked. Just put me up somewhere with a cot and 3 meals. I will develop that shit and deploy it myself.
Well, MADDS Productions does not support the use, proliferation, or designing of said zombie virus or its dissemination throughout the public.
Yes, they do.
Optimus.
and Magic Bullock said he'd be a bad recruiter, Optimus. No one would be making an effort to get the job. They'd all be too busy fapping to your voice. Which, hey, as long as they get the fuck away from the business afterwards.
Well, Optimus, just so you know, there is actually a laboratory in Switzerland that is developing the zombie virus.
Breaking news, I'm moving to Switzerland.
What?
No, I'm actually being serious, mate. I'm not sodding around.
How does one get on the team for the zombie virus creation? I am straight up going to Switzerland. Like, you think I'm playing? You think I am joking? No, I'm looking up airplane tickets now.
Well, just at them and be like, I would like to work pro bono for your zombie virus development team.
Just give me food, coffee, cigarettes, and a place to sleep. That shit will be done in 2 months' time.
You could put that at 240 characters.
I can, yeah.
It's scary, isn't it? They are actually developing the zombie virus. The excuse is...
You say Switzerland?
Yes.
Switzerland, yep.
Come on,
Wait, is this a zombie virus or a reanimation virus?
Well, what do you care, memes? Would it be a human extinction tragedy or not?
Oh,
We should avoid genocide.
No. No. Everyone should die, myself included. Fuck.
Oh, they're having papers citing that. Well, maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing, but it would be a tragedy.
It's not a tragedy if no one's alive.
Nobody would ever Freudian slip when mean words were said.
So how much does Clemson University pay you?
Wait, I get paid.
You get paid as long as they can test the zombie virus out on you.
What if it doesn't work?
He'll probably be, trying to expand it to his students first.
Then you get paid double, memes.
Can I recycle my blood like Keith Richards?
Double of zero is still zero.
As long as I can go.
As long as you can go.
As long as you go.
2. Hey.
Hey, what?
Well, I know that
apparently, it means his
zombie
new virus turns him into a cow.
Nope, that's 2011.
Hey, move along now. Move along. Hey.
There goes a.
You almost make me want to go hardcore leftist and say mean things, but
go hardcore leftist and
fucking
say mean
speak
things.
your mind out.
It would be offensive to the cow.
Oh my god, memes, if you don't start speaking your fucking mind, I'm going to.
You do anyway. That's not really an incentive or
Shut
detractor.
the fuck up, Optimus.
How about you fucking make me, bitch?
Wait, Sharadi, you have ESPN too?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
His real issue is he's worried about how the others actually look in that dress.
Okay, first off, I didn't know you took a trip to Brazil back in 2012, Jensen. But the next story.
Ooh, how was Brazil?
Brazilian cannibal, his wife, and his mistress were all sentenced for killing women and stuffing flesh into pastries. They then proceeded to sell the pastries to the neighborhood.
I didn't know that your girlfriend went with you. Aw, she must have taken some time off of work. How sweet.
Now you know what happened to the XXXX Mrs. Memes.
What's the definition of trust? 2 cannibals giving each other a blowjob.
Husband's calling, bye.
All right.
Peace.
A Brazilian man dubbed the Sweeney Todd Cannibal, his wife and his mistress were sentenced each to several decades in prison after they were convicted of murdering a woman and stuffing their flesh into pastries. Then they ate and handed them out to neighbors.
Maybe the victim said, "Eat me," and they took it seriously.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's interesting though. The man got 71 years in prison, while his wife got only 68, and his mistress got 71 and 10 months. So the mistress got more time in prison than the dude did. That's kind of rare.
That's because that's why, because her pastry was a little too raw.
Nice.
And moldy.
Please tell me this is just some Game of Thrones like fan fiction that just hit the internet and somebody.
Sorry, dude. No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it really happened. Yeah, all right. The trio lured a woman to their home or women. They actually killed two different women. To their home by offering them a job as a nanny or giving them religious advice before slaughtering them and eating their flesh.
Praise the bacon.
See, this is what happens when you don't praise Doug. And give me blueberries.
This gets even worse. Okay.
Explains the kind of muffins they had now, doesn't it? What's this odd taste in the blueberry muffin? Why is it red?
I didn't know they had red blueberries. What the fuck?
This one's dripping.
Silvera's wife used some of the flesh to make stuffed meat pastries called slagagos. I don't fucking know. It's Brazilian. Fuck off. They sold some of the pastries to the neighbors. The rest of the woman's remains were reportedly buried in the backyard. On Fridays, the man accused his mistress of torturing him.
Actually, with Loafer Sheffield in the chat saying long pig, it's actually the term is long pork. If you hear the term long pork, you better stay away from it because that's human meat.
No, don't stay away from it. Go straight towards it and have a good meal.
No, we should try to avoid eating each other at all costs.
I disagree thoroughly.
Then what's the purpose of the zombie virus?
Exactly.
You can't have a zombie virus without things roaming around trying to eat brains.
Wait, not at that point we're going down the route. Oh, we're reanimating them. Why? Oh, for labor. And then we're going to have to go down the zombie civil rights route. Reanimation rights.
Well, this is breaking news. This is breaking news. My kid's school had a bomb threat. They're home early. That's interesting.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was talking about it the other day. A bunch of places all over the country was getting emails, bomb threats, and also phone calls. So I wonder if this has something to do with that.
Maybe they wanted to disseminate the zombie virus in the schools in powder form on the desks before they all came back.
Now we know what's going on.
That explains things.
Wait, Matt, have your kids bit you?
No.
When was the last time that one of your children bit you?
I don't know if they've ever bit me. I don't raise biters. What the fuck?
Put one on.
That's not happened to Mad. Zombies like brains.
Hey, you have a point.
Thank you.
So basically, they use the straw.
Brain smoothie, anyone?
I thought Mad would be the safest person when it comes to a zombie apocalypse. I really do.
Oh.
Or until I get.
You think
there.
he'll be able to kind of meander around without them actually following him around?
Yep.
How will we tell the difference between him and the rest of them?
That's the other excuse for having a shotgun ready, guys.
Ow, you son of a bitch, I'm alive! Not for long. We love you, Mad Dogs. Really, we do.
Yeah, we do. You taste great on a sandwich. I mean, yeah.
What I want to know is who legitimately called memes a leftist?
Me.
Oh.
Every day.
Hey, I didn't call him that, okay?
You can ask memes. I've called them a leftist several times. I've called him a Marxist. I even called him a communist today.
Yeah.
There were very loud words. There were very loud words, and
this is how he defends himself. Just listen.
Oh, because I called the Constitution a set of guidelines.
It is.
It's the Constitution, man.
See,
you gotta try to hold something there.
The British guy is just jealous. He's like, damn it, I've got to find some way to. I'm not going to be the only one living in hell without a set of rights.
Oh, bastard. We demand your rights. Hell, we demand your rights.
You didn't like our tea? Saltwater tea?
No, it's not our flavour, man. What can I say?
Well, Memes, it started in your freaking bay. Why don't you go fix them up some nice round?
Hey, you don't tax our fucking caffeine over here. We don't take kindly to that.
Let's just say that the caffeine was taxed, right? People would have to deal with me on a global scale.
You sound like you're looking forward to that, Optimus.
Oh, I am.
He's an accelerationist.
I'm a kill everyoneist.
I'm there for that, dude. I really am.
Have you heard about my Oregon 2030 plan?
I have not. What is it?
Well,
when MADDS, he's promised to actually let me control NASA when he becomes president. At which point, I'm going to institute a new program and end a lot of pollution on the Earth by going out there and doing asteroid mining. And we're going to go out there and capture heavy metal asteroids and bring them into Earth orbit. Oops, lost one. And if
MADDS, it's a good thing you missed that part. You're not going to want that to be part of your campaign. You're going to lose your home state.
You know, I mean, if somebody complains, you got another one. You ask them if they want to rock.
No to Project Rock.
Project Rock. What are you
supporting? No, you bring it to the base on the moon.
Oregon Plan 2030.
Hey, was Newt right?
Newt Rockney?
No, Newt Gingrich. Remember, Mr. Moonbase, Mr. Do this. Oh, what silly ideas, Newt. And President Trump's like, yeah, we could use a base on the moon. Like most of these things that he's doing, it really isn't new. These ideas have been out here.
What did I just walk back into?
We're nuking Oregon.
Yeah, no.
There's no radiation from this. It's a super
no multi-megaton explosions.
There won't be an explosion per se. It's just kind of like rearrangement of the Earth. Lots of it. No Earth sculpting by big. No, not by space. We're just part of the natural process of the Earth to help it heal itself. Unless it's necessary to destroy some kaiju that's threatening us. No.
Okay, I found zombie research.
Oh yeah.
And I threw one link into Dodge's Discord. For anybody who's not in Dodge's Discord, I threw it into the chat.
May is Zombie Awareness Month.
Many films important to the evolution of modern zombies are set in the month of May. From the original Night of the Living Dead in 1968 to the well-received Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004.
I hated the fucking remake.
Yeah, that was the Zombie Awareness Month. If you click on the home at the top, it talks about other stuff, and then there's...
Oh, they even have a ribbon. Yeah. A gray ribbon is the zombie ribbon.
Awesome.
There's local chapters.
Gray with like a little red stripe. Kind of like a candy cane if you kind of rotate around it.
Other than that, there's this, the Switzerland thing I cannot find. and I have looked everywhere.
Like I said, it's not meant to be being told to people. I'm just letting you know. It's not like this goes out world. Oh dear. What?
Like I said, I can usually find anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that girl being burnt. Whoop.
Let's get this trending like Optimus likes zombies. So that way this organization will reach out to me. So that way I can offer my services for the low, low price of housing.
Wait. Hold on. I think you also created one of the next Pro series. It'll be Optimus Prime versus Zombie Decepticons.
No.
What?
Anyways,
There was just so much wrong with that statement.
That girl being burnt. Show us the video. Oh no, you can't.
The thing is, made of metal.
Yeah. So the zombie virus can't be inclusive? By the Church of Bacon, you have sinned.
No, it can't, because humans.
Yes. Hey, did I not see a bumblebee cry?
Maybe motor oil.
Hey, if bumblebee can cry and dogs can cry, all dogs go to heaven. Therefore, all Autobots go to heaven. Thereby, zombie virus will work.
Negative, Ghost Rider, because the thing is, the skin actually has to be broken in order for the change to happen. The skin is metal for Transformers.
Well, yes, but they still have permeable surfaces at times. I did see a robot drain his coolant on some federal agents.
He loosened a lug nut. How is that freaking?
He loosened a lug nut.
Could it not be
internal structures? Hi, Tigers.
Hi, Tigerson.
We were talking about Transformers peeing on federal.
The thing is, you're digging yourself a deeper hole with a shovel that I haven't handed you.
That's how good he is.
He's still lost in the land of the lost.
No. Let's ask a neutral party here. Tigerson, what are your thoughts about the next Transformers movies, Autobots versus Zombie Decepticons?
That's fair. So we're not talking about the zombie.
He liked.
Sorry.
And it raises a point with Jez Oldfield in the chat. Prime came back from the dead in the old cartoon. The thing is, we can come back from the dead and we're not zombies.
So, yeah, there's lore. It's a little hard here in your Tigerson. You're a little.
Don't blow into your mic just because we can't hear you.
Okay. I don't know where you guys are going with this whole Transformer topic, so we're gonna move on.
I found it.
Transformer.
What, the burning girl?
I found it. Yes, the burning girl.
Oh. Shove it in Discord, won't you? Thank you.
Hindu girl burnt alive Maddy Parish because she attended a prayer meeting, probably worshiping bacon, in a Christian church. Please send this around so the whole world may see India, the real hell on planet Earth. Just the ugliest face of shining India.
Who was she burned by?
Looks like she's baked.
She burned by Muslims.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. They have a video of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the video's not good. I watched
The video
it.
is definitely not good.
I met this Indian guy when I was
Yeah, the other video was the people actually setting her on fire. This is the best I could find, but it is the video.
Well done.
oh,
Well
thank
done.
God we have the greatest quality.
Just out of interest, is it just me, or is he really, really hard to hear?
I can't understand anything he's saying. I thought it was just me, to be honest.
Need to check.
I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
Sure you were. God damn it. Sounds like you're fucking with your amp.
Hello.
I still can't hear you.
Yeah, you might want to try bouncing out and coming back in, Tigerson. All we could hear is really bad feedback or you mumbling. But no, Sharadi, what's with all those stories about Hillary that you put in Discord? I don't want to read a million stories about it.
Going to prison.
No, see, this is starting to just be like freaking a tease. Is she going to prison or isn't she? God damn it.
Is President Trump going to be removed from office?
No.
Okay.
But the feds raided her home. One of them, anyways. She has several.
They raided President Trump's office or his lawyer's office.
Yeah, but raiding the Clintons' home is a for this is actually a positive step.
You're also raiding the attorney for the President of the United States office.
Well, whether you like it or not, they had a freaking judge sit up there and authorize it. Came back and said there was nothing wrong with it. Granted, it was a left-wing judge in the state of New York that they went to, but you know.
Well, no, it's due process either way, and it's just it really seems like one of those things where the harder they go after the president, I don't know, maybe I'm inferring too much, but it seems like the harder that they kind of go after her. Maybe they're just letting the process play itself out, but because all I know is after the election, folks are still chanting "lock her up."
I think he's doing again.
She needs to be locked up. The reason people are against her is because she's a criminal, not because she's a Democrat. It's because she's a criminal.
What did you just say, Memes?
She hasn't been convicted of anything.
She's still a criminal.
Wait, hold on. So by that statement, Trump hasn't been convicted of anything.
Okay, Memes. Somebody gets seen drowning a child in a tub, but because there was a technicality and the person who's seen them drowning the person, the witness, what have you, didn't do a good enough job presenting their argument, said murderer got off, and the lawyer was shit. Does that make him a criminal?
That sounds like a terrible trial that wasn't presented properly and justice.
Does that make him a murderer?
But the thing is, he wasn't convicted, so that makes
he got off. He's not convicted.
I mean, technically, in that case, I suppose one could be a murderer and not well.
But the thing is, by your
it's
explanation, he wasn't convicted, or they weren't convicted. So, by your explanation, everything is hunky dory now.
Well, a kid's still dead.
Is he or is he not a criminal?
Not in the eyes of the law. They may still have done something. Maybe
So
they
then
got off on
everything
it.
is hunky dory.
A kid is dead.
Right, but he wasn't convicted.
We have double jeopardy. We have civil courts, and I mean those are places and tools that have been used before.
You're not answering the fucking question.
What's the question?
You are worse than a fucking politician. Is he or is he not a goddamn criminal?
You switch criminal and murderer there. Is he a criminal in the eyes of
It's
the
the
law?
same thing.
No. You may have actually done the act, but you were not necessarily convicted of it.
Is he a criminal in your eyes?
I mean, if there's what is it, beyond a reasonable
Yes or no?
doubt?
Simple question. Simple question. Simple answer.
Hold on. I want to hear his explanation because I'm compiling my next question.
No, well, here's the thing: if you're sitting on the jury and the evidence is presented beyond a reasonable doubt, then yes.
Okay, so but the thing is, the evidence is presented beyond a reasonable doubt. He still was not convicted. By your standards, is he a criminal? And the standards that you have specified is, well, Hillary wasn't convicted. So this individual was not convicted. But evidence
Well, there also hasn't been due
me
process yet in either case. Okay, go on.
Let me continue. So the evidence has been presented, and ultimately they weren't convicted. By your standards, would he be a criminal?
You're going to need to get into like how this either goes to a mistrial or gets off, because like if it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt and the jury cannot come to a unanimous decision, then it's a mistrial.
Not
And then you go back and you retry
He's not asking about the legal definition.
Okay.
He's asking about you. In your standards, is he a criminal or not?
If they get off and they are not convicted in the court of law?
In your eyes.
Correct.
They still did it, but you can't convict them.
So then, by your standards, you're saying he would not be a criminal.
I mean, I probably still think that, but I mean, you got to follow the law.
See,
You are never going to answer the question, are you?
No. See, the thing is, through the explanation he's provided, he actually did provide the answer. The fact of the matter is, he said he's implying that by law definition, if he's not convicted, then no, he's not a criminal. He might still think that he's a murderer, but he's not a criminal. So, am I right, Meme? Or did I miss something?
I like your answer. Is that exactly what I meant? I have no idea. But it
when it comes
sounds
to a standard, try to pin Memes down to an actual standard.
No, I like the way he described it. This
I like
is why
when it doesn't apply.
No, this is my loose terminology with the Constitution does really kind of bother me earlier, because you do have a law and you got to be fair with it.
Okay, better question.
Standards.
If you were the one who had seen it, but you were shit at talking like, yeah, right now. Yeah.
Well, that's a job of a good legal team.
No, we're not asking about the legal team. We're asking about
what if you were the one who seen the person commit the murder?
I would help the district attorney would help me
let's
prepare
say that
for
you
my
went
testimony.
there and they just didn't believe your testimony, because after all, they let you speak on.
Okay, after listening to you guys go around in circles here for 5 minutes, I have one question. Does Hillary drown babies? Is that what you guys are getting at here?
Probably.
Yes, she does.
Oh, hi, Tigerson. Yeah, I don't see any.
We can hear you now.
It's because my earphones with the microphone were fucked up, and I don't know what to do, so I'm just talking through my phone.
The moment, so I think the underlying thing is the moment that you apply double standards to both sides is when you become as bad as the politicians themselves.
Oh my god, both sides, blah blah blah. Who gives it?
Exactly.
Well, I think
hey,
he talks like a fucking politician.
Hey, the fence just got 10 feet higher.
Nice.
What are we even talking about?
Murder.
Well, we
Nothing
started off talking about
consequential.
Hillary Clinton, and then I got into people drowning babies.
Who drowned?
which makes some murderer. But I tried to get a point across to Memes, and he's not admitting to somebody being a criminal for murdering people.
Hmm.
The thing
I'm
is,
referring on
when
due process.
the thing is, by the lack of explanation, he already answered. That's you got to use inference in this situation, because he's not going to state it, because there's all sorts of processes going in the back of his mind. Well, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Everyone goes through it.
You're making excuses for memes?
No,
Are
I'm
you
not.
insane?
You are. You
Hey,
are
Jensen did earlier.
making excuses for memes.
What I am saying is that if I ask you a question, Sharadi, and you dance around the subject, you've already answered my question without answering it.
I don't dance around the subject.
I'm saying hypothetically. I didn't say that it was a given.
You're interfering with her entire synopsis here, which is to try and pin memes down to a single standard, as he doesn't have any.
Well, the standard would be if you're not convicted of a crime, you're not a criminal.
Yeah, but he won't say that. He will not state that.
MC, do we have due process in the United States? And wait, hold on, wait. Is it really coming from the guy that at some point earlier literally said the Constitution was like guidelines explaining to a conservative that there's due process?
Okay.
Wow, the world really has gone whack.
If you think that that's what was happening, memes, that doesn't surprise me. But then again, I wasn't asked the question. And no, I think the person is a criminal, right, when they commit the crime. Whether they're convicted of it or not, they're still a criminal. Now, are they a serious criminal? Was the crime they committed that they were speeding down the road? Or was it something far more serious?
Well, to answer that question, again, for Bruni in the chat there, morally, if someone is caught drowning a child in cold blood, are they a murderer? Yeah, they're a murderer. It's just if under due process they don't get convicted under the law, they're not listed as a criminal under the Constitution.
Whether the Constitution or the legal system considers them
still a murderer
or not, they're still a criminal. They still broke the law. The definition of a criminal is someone who breaks the law. That's what a crime is.
Okay, so anybody that's been detained is necessarily a criminal because they've broken a law, or is that a perceived breaking of the law and then you have your day in court?
Because they are suspected of breaking a law. We're not talking about that.
So they're
We're talking about people.
Criminal.
You're suspected of being a criminal, yeah. That's why they call it suspect.
Well, yeah, but you're not yet a criminal because it has not been deemed by a court of law.
You could still be a criminal.
You not in the eyes of the law. You may have
committed a crime. We're not talking about the eyes of the law, though. You are not the law, are you?
It would. Well, maybe it would depend on how we frame the discussion. Maybe there was some clarification that was needed.
What do you mean? Maybe there was clarification that was needed.
You're talking to the son of a Jewish attorney.
No, I'm talking to memes of destruction, which is standards. What's a standard? I'm a squishy in the middle.
Even though I do like Cadbury.
Bobby Hill.
Hey, you know my love for Cadbury cream eggs, MC. How dare you poke at my nougaty center?
He's more like a Kinder Egg.
Wait,
okay, all right. Well, we're moving along now.
Means it's fondant, not nougat. Not nougat. Sorry.
Here's the thing: we are moving along, so let's go.
Yeah. All right. So, I found a Project Veritas video on Twitter earlier that was quite interesting. They discovered a New York Times editor had. Supposedly friends, working for YouTube, and they're actually getting preferential treatment from YouTube and getting pushed in the algorithm. I'm pretty sure all of us already knew this was happening, but now there's actual proof of it because YouTube has denied that they favor some creators over others. What do you guys think about that?
I'm shocked to find that gambling's going on in here.
Wait, hold on.
Where's the link
Okay.
so I can check it out?
How many
is it
people
in-
were involved?
It's in Discord. I believe it's in general.
Was it a single
In
individual,
general, okay.
or is this like an interwoven grand conspiracy?
I would.
What difference does it make?
Well,
Oh,
an individual is an
concerning-
individual.
We know what the definitions are. I said, what difference does
Do
it
we?
make?
Because it's a single person maybe acting on their own volition, well, not necessarily a
Even if
complete
it's a
systemic
person
breakdown.
acting on their own volition, that individual works for the company and is setting the standards that the company abides by.
Yeah, that sucks. The company does have the ability to disavow if something terrible
they
was
can't.
done.
Well, you think that they're going to
Unless they were encouraging it. I mean, if they were encouraging it and there's evidence to support it, MC, we do need due process.
We're not dealing with due process.
Again,
Isn't it
with
what
the
you
due
can
If this was
process.
an
see
allegation against the company,
with
they would
your
have to investigate internally, and perhaps under
People have been
some
investigating.
persuasion.
People have investigated the YouTube thing the whole time. There are more than just circumstantial
Ted
evidence.
Cruz had
that they've
5
been doing.
minutes.
Ain't Jack in the chat. Just confirmed YouTube supports racists then.
I'm looking at the video now. Once it's done, I'll have an opinion, I guess.
What
Yeah, optimist looking for evidence.
MC? What's your overall? Okay. What do you think about Project Veritas? Do they do good work, or are you on the side of the people that think that they're entrapping people pretty much?
No, I don't think they're necessarily entrapping people per se. It is an entrapment technique that they utilize, though. So from that standpoint, I can understand why people say that they're entrapping them. The difference, though, is they're already engaging in this behavior, right? They're not actually getting them to do stuff. They're just asking, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with that? I haven't actually seen them go, hey, do you want to kill people, and then hand somebody a gun. And I realize that I'm using an extreme example. But for like, if you take a look at their video on the abortion and some of those things, there was nobody, they weren't leading them into anything. They were just asking simple questions and getting the answers that people didn't expect. That there's a difference there. Now, as far as hiding who you are, I mean, take a look at what they did against what's her name, the Missouri senator.
I don't know. I know the biggest one I remember from Project Veritas is when they went after Acorn, and Acorn's like, "Yeah, we'll set it up to where you can run a brothel out of your freaking house." Oh, you're gonna use minors? Oh, I didn't hear that. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Though to set everything up. I mean, yeah, dude, it was insane.
Well, okay, that's another topic in and of itself.
Well, no, but they did do that. I mean, I do remember them with that goes, but that's not entrapment. I mean, to me, that's that they're pretending to be somebody different, and they're producing false documentation. And it is a sting type of operation, but it's not entrapping anybody.
Well, is it the entrapment part, the fact that they're recording people without their consent?
No, I mean that happens all the time.
Well,
That's almost
that's
legal.
Project Veritas.
Whether you like it or not, that's legal in almost every single state in the union. There's only a few states that make it so that you have to
ask
have
permission.
both ways.
It's usually whether it requires a single party or both parties to consent, and then that's kind of what I think MC's saying. Again, it depends on the actual area, but
federally, that's not a crime.
Like my state, you literally have to ask for consent to record or take images of a person before
in my state,
you can start.
In my state, if I decide to sit up and record a conversation, I can record a conversation without telling anybody that I'm recording the conversation.
So don't share anything in the back of MC's house while you're playing beer pong. You don't want to be used against you.
Yeah. Don't go bragging about.
I'll feed
grabbing
direct
me by the pussy.
information. I'll scream it out loud, like fuck her right in the pussy. And then at that point, it just all goes, hey,
Hit her right in the pussy. Is that what you're saying?
it'll be directly dissemination of information, just like feed false information through everything, and then that's look at this, look at that, and then at that point it's like everyone's looking at MC like, and that background noise right there. I had my train of thought derailed. So,
What are you dying from your own voice there, Optimus?
No, and memes, you didn't have to leave. If you could still hear us, I muted you because of the echo.
Yeah, there was a serious echo to where I could hear my own voice clearly. So, getting worked up by my own voice, herpaderp.
Am I background noising still?
Let's find out. No.
Let us find out. Nope, not at all.
Yep, you're doing good.
As far as Project Veritas goes, there's an article that I was reading that was written on December the 10th. It says, Judge rules Americans can secretly record public officials in victory for Project Veritas.
Which court was this?
You didn't hear about this? This happened in Massachusetts.
Oh. I'm a bad masshole?
An inattentive one, apparently. This was a ruling in Massachusetts where they came back and said that if it's a public official, they don't have to let anybody know, because that was a rule in Massachusetts that you needed to have consent on both sides, and that included public officials. So they've excluded public officials, all right, and public facilities from that law.
So they're an unprotected class.
That is correct.
Huh?
Well, I happen to think Project Veritas does some pretty good work, but I can see how people would call it entrapment, and they are running around with secret cameras and misrepresenting themselves. They're flat out lying to get the information.
Now, who would do something like that?
Nobody
That's
ever
a fair point.
lies.
All right. I mean, what group would sit up there and misrepresent themselves? I don't know.
Well, what is the purpose of it? Are some folks doing it because they think they're doing something positive for the world, and other folks are doing it to just kind of bring folks down?
Some people look at that as the same thing.
Well, that's the thing. I think folks look upon it differently. Like you said, a lot of folks
really?
look at it as the same thing.
Those same people.
I think
the person who thinks differently on that. Please, give me a name attached to it.
I'm just saying what I think the mimetic is. How some folks on different ideological sides look at the same event and ascribe different motives.
And the assumption of those people, I would love you to sit up there and point one out that makes that comment. All right, because then I've got questions for them, because they don't believe that. They only believe it when it affects their side, not when it's an actual on the other side.
Oh, well, that's because they want to win.
So the reality is that they don't really believe it. It is just a talking point. It's just something to sit up there and confuse the issue or to deflect from themselves because they don't really believe it then. Right?
Do I need to go into a low-resolution analysis of a pox on both houses?
It's not a pox on both houses because it's only one side that has that philosophy as their primary means of gaining power.
Oh, nobody would ever say nice things about. I mean, look, no matter if something happens, people play it up and play it down.
I lie all the time. I'm not even a hammer. I'm definitely a spud, however.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and next.
Well, I want to stay on this Project Veritas topic for a few more minutes, but there's actually some good news that just popped across my phone here. Texas girl's inoperable brain tumor just vanishes. In what seems like a Christmas miracle, the inoperable brain tumor of an 11-year-old girl in Texas has disappeared, and the doctors have no idea how it happened. So
then they better scan her again, or double check her blood work, or do something, because that's either not happening for real or it's...
Well, okay, first of all, when it comes to cancer, all right, your body has a number of different mechanisms to actually fight cancer. All right. And it could very well be that something actually triggered her immune system to actually attack the cancerous cells. It is theoretically possible. Does it happen very often? No, it doesn't. Can it happen? Theoretically, yes. I have not seen it, right? She is not the first person that comes in with a supposed tumor and then a few months later comes back and they're cancer free. So, I mean, these things like this do happen. The first question though has to be, was her diagnosis of the tumor, was that really a tumor, or was it a misreading of the diagnostics, or was there a problem with the diagnostic process?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I said, I do still want to talk about the Project Veritas thing. It's just I saw that pop up on my phone, and we don't get to talk about good news all that often, so I figured I'd bring it up.
Hey, nothing wrong with a Christmas miracle.
Touche.
But back to Project Veritas. Optimus, did you take a look at that video? It's only like 2 minutes long, at least one on Twitter I saw. What do you think?
I took a look. Do you want to know what I think on the fact that they're recording someone without, consent, or the results of the video?
The results of the video first, and then you could throw in your thoughts on if it's entrapment or not.
Okay, so me personally, my personal feelings is that YouTube is a shit company. Okay, so that's my personal feelings on it. However, YouTube is a corporation that is not government regulated. Okay, regardless of what they state, and we strive for everyone to have the same opportunity, which, by the way, grants them that opportunity. It doesn't mean a quality of outcome. So it's basically not who you know, it's who you blow on whether or not you're going to be successful on YouTube or not. So with the whole recording the individual, I like the information that's being provided. It's like, okay, look, you just blatantly worked against your own company because of that. And it still made top page and yada, 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 so on and so forth. But it ultimately goes to show that the people that have high hopes and making it big on YouTube, well, you better get them cocksucking lips ready.
Couple, but fair.
Because the fact is, you're going down on someone or something in order to make it to the top, okay? Like Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton, this shit all the way to the top.
But
and then Monica Lewinsky tells you after she gets done, hope you don't blow it.
Oh, I'm going back to the 90s with that one. But yeah, so I mean, is everything just debauchery and stuff? Like, I mean, like, are we going down like the whole like cycle of?
If you're under the impression that people inherently don't have a pre-chosen side that they want to believe in, if you believe that they don't have that, well, you really need to do a self-analysis, because the thing is, everyone is biased in one way or another. I'm biased in the fact is I want to get ahead in the game. Is it beneficial for me to get to help, other people? Like, how is it beneficial for me? If it's not, then do I do it? Do I sacrifice my time, effort, and energy to help someone succeed when I'm not getting the same due process? That's where I'm biased at.
Oh, well, that's just the prophetic principle of social justice. Just inequality will not stand. Folks need to be treated fairly.
But to have the notion that people don't have a biased side.
Well, why do people?
Well, that's just unrealistic.
Everyone. Why do
people have to be treated fairly?
Because then society will eventually crumble if it perpetuates?
No. Being fair, there's a difference between being just and being fair.
Okay.
They're not the same thing. Society works best when you have a just system, not a fair one, a just one. Because a fair one is completely arbitrary.
Memes, when did you become a socialist?
Well, I was called the nicest communist an individual had ever met like 6 months ago. So I mean,
And that wasn't even me.
I know. But what? Well, here's the thing. Okay, what does fair mean?
It's completely arbitrary.
Is that not a synonym of just?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Justice is if I catch you committing a crime, I put you in jail. Fairness is I put all criminals in jail.
Okay.
Even if I don't catch you.
Okay.
See the difference?
So according to Google, fair, adjective.
I don't care what
First synonym,
Google says.
just.
I
Okay.
don't care what
All right.
Google says.
I'm operating under the meta. I understand.
No,
your
no,
principle.
you're operating on let's go find somebody else's term to try and redefine things. Just
But
like the left
is-
always does.
Redefine things. It's the first synonym. Hey, I ain't even going out 7 words with this one.
You don't have to because it's Google. Which means it's a leftist organization that doesn't like having any kind of standard being applied to it.
Okay.
Justice isn't necessarily fair.
What is justice? You're saying it's
I just told you what justice is. Justice is this is the law. You break the law, you go to jail. Fairness is you break the law. If I catch you breaking the law, you go to jail. Fairness is anybody who breaks the law goes to jail.
So would you say it would be a system that's free of injustice?
No,
Okay.
that's not fairness either. Fairness is completely arbitrary because fairness is defined by the individual. He's the one who determines whether or not someone's being fair to them or not fair in any kind of situation.
So it's up to the individual and not
But justice
necessarily
is immaterial. Justice does not rely upon the individual. Justice is a hard, set, fast rule.
Okay. And who sets those hard, fast?
It doesn't matter who sets the rule. It's whether or not the rule is applied or not. If the rule is always applied, it doesn't matter what the rule is or who set it. That's justice. Now, it can be tyrannical. A justice system, a harsh justice system could be harsh. It could be punitive. It may not be a good thing necessarily, but it's still justice.
That's fair. No. That's fair. No. I am going to dictionary.com. And
Are you sure
not
it's not
immediately? I'm looking over. No. I'm using words. I'm using alternative sources and everything. And no, and on the principle, I tend to agree with you in the beginning, but I like to argue.
Really?
You argue memes? No. What are you saying?
Memes doesn't argue. He beats around the bush using words that don't lead to anywhere.
This is what happens when we left the original state of man, where we were all hunter gatherers. We had a job for Memes. He was going to be the bush beater who would drive the prey out in the open where we could kill it and then give it to the help feed the tribe. And even feed some of the bacon to Memes.
Wait, MC. So what you're saying is I get to play with the animals.
Yes.
You were the trap, love.
The bait, whatever.
I wasn't a good ranger. I wasn't good at setting traps, but I did play a gnome mage before.
No, honey, you were the trap.
That's also
You heard it. You heard it here. Memes is a trap.
I told you. Didn't I start this stream early on when I was questioning whether or not he was actually a woman?
Fair point.
He did say he was not very good with makeup. Which would explain the beard.
I can fix walls, though.
You could paint walls.
No, I can fix. No, okay. All right, there's a hole in the wall. What do? You measure it out. You score it up. You basically make sure it's all square. You cut it out. You uninstall any hardware that's in there. You clean up your area. You apply your patch. You lay your foundation and any exterior things. You then layer it out. You sand it, and then you apply your coloring.
And apply the color.
Memes?
He's back to like.
How do you put in a door?
What?
How do you put in a door?
Is there a frame?
No.
Okay. Oh, you get the rough frame all set up. You follow all your local codes. You then
What if the frame doesn't fit?
Oh, you can build it out. If the door's too small, you could build it in a little bit, but I mean, you might not want to cut any structural supports. That'd be bad. And then you hang it.
Oh God.
Believe it or not, I have actually installed doors.
Okay, well, thank you for making this the home improvement radio show.
You're on MADDS Home Improvement.
Kids is a growing market.
But all right, I'm looking through the stories we got here.
What about what the fuck is his name? The stupid Russian president who wants to regulate rap.
Vladimir.
Who?
Vlad.
Yeah, Putin.
Vlad, baby. He wants to.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he wants to regulate raps. Specifically one rap artist because he raps
You
too
going after
much
the
about
Wu-Tang Clan?
a Russian rap artist.
Oh.
Because he raps too much about sex, drugs, and protesting. And CNN has a big problem with it. So they love socialism when it works for them, but hate socialism.
CNN is under the impression anyone actually gives a shit about their show.
CNN is a leftist, very, 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 very far leftist media source. Yes.
It wasn't always that way.
Sometimes when I find myself constipated, I turn on CNN so that way I can use the bathroom
always that way. Really, memes.
Oh, I just found it funny that I think the title of it was Putin Wants to Regulate Rap was the title, and it was under CNN. And I was like, yeah, they want socialism, but don't want socialism.
Thank you, Tiger Lily. I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
I do enjoy cake. But wait, hold on. Is Vladimir Putin? He's okay. Back to the Church of Bacon. But is this actually Vladimir Putin trying to ban rap? Yes, he is banning a rapper. Yes, he is banning rap to an extent.
He's not banning anything. He wants to regulate what they say because apparently they speak too much about sex, drugs, and protesting, and that is a problem.
Well, maybe they want to only regulate it because there's not enough vodka in it.
I put the links in general chat and in the regular chat for all of our beautiful supporters.
The thug life. Well done, Tiger.
Well, I mean, if somebody is talking about protesting against Vladimir Putin, I mean, I'm pretty sure in not so recent times that certain folks may have gone missing at times, or many unfortunate accidents apparently have had. I mean, is this?
Did he get rid of Pussy Riot? No. Huh? If he hasn't gotten rid of Pussy Riot, then he's not really going after freaking journalists.
Well, in there, they did say that Pussy Riot said something about Putin's government poisoning one of their members?
What?
They're saying that the Putin poisoned one of their members. They're able to kill the British. You know, go on there and throw nerve agent around, but they somehow missed with one of their members of Pussy Riot.
I guess.
Protected them.
I just found it amusing as hell.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you, I don't know how many people remember the Kursk disaster, right? Where the family members confronted Putin, and during the middle of one of the members basically screaming obscenities at him for lying to him about what happened to her family members, one of the Russian doctors came in and freaking gave her an injection right in front of everybody.
Wow.
So these kind of things do happen in Soviet Russia. All right, I'm not going to deny that in Russia, but
and everyone also seems to have like a dash cam, and like I've seen like just like some average Russian dudes just like bump into each other. They get out, have a fist fight, and then just go back to their cars.
So I actually looked into the whole dash cam thing. So in that area, it's prominent where people literally just walk out in front of cars just to try and get the insurance. So it's become a mandatory thing. It's like, oh, well, now, hey, look, no, he literally walked out in front of my car. I stopped and I put it in reverse. He ran towards my car and jumped on it and claimed injury. No, to be honest, that is a prevalent thing in that area. Like, it happens all the time. And that's why they get out and start fighting. Because, like, hey, you want fucking insurance? I'll give you a reason to claim it.
How's that go? In Soviet Russia, the insurance gets you?
Soviet Russia, Waldo finds you.
So what's your next story, Mad Dodge?
All right, so the NFL. God damn it. I guess
as I zone out.
Yeah, I guess Maroon 5 is going to be the only ones to play during the halftime show at the Super Bowl because no other bands or singers will do it because Cap is still not playing in the NFL. So they're all protesting.
Wait, so they're taking applications?
Yeah, memes. Yeah, go do the halftime show.
Oh, my buddy's got a band.
It's stupid. First off, Cap isn't playing because he sucks. He's not a good quarterback. That's why he's not signed with the team.
Well, he's turned down several attempts at contracts in the past. All right, because he doesn't want to play for a league minimum. He thinks that he should get millions and millions of dollars, and he's obviously not worth the millions and millions of dollars. All right, and
No.
He almost won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
The word
And after he almost won a Super Bowl, what was his record?
Not that great.
What do you mean not that great?
I don't have information.
Well, okay,
I do. I have information. I have information.
Here.
After he lost the Super Bowl, he dropped down to like a 30 to 40% passing rating or passer rating. He's crap, dude. I'm a Niner fan. He is garbage. I was happy when they fired his ass.
They didn't. They just they did give him an offer and he turned that down too because he wanted to be the free agent. He walked out on several offers. Kaepernick could have stood up there and still been playing in the NFL, but he felt his his notoriety would allow him to go anywhere and everywhere, not realizing that the only place that he would be able to go to that were really that would even partially support the kind of nonsense that he was involving himself in was going to be San Francisco.
There, Colin Kaepernick's football record is in Discord for you to look at.
And I guess the B is basically saying, spoon clanking.
Or a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down because it's shit, honey.
Or they could be referring to
It's the Optimus beatbox time.
I know, right?
Okay, well, we took care of that story very quickly.
Yeah, no.
Nobody really cares about Kaepernick. Or
Yeah,
the NFL
nobody
for that
does
matter.
care. Yeah, fair enough. North Korea is starting to saber rattle again because we won't lighten up on the sanctions. Do you think they're going to reverse the momentum that they had going? I thought here soon we wouldn't have to worry about North Korea anymore.
Hey, Optimus, I think you got a fan.
Until we get to
yeah.
the point where we actually sign a peace treaty with them, they're always going to saber rattle. This is just what they do. Now, have they done anything concrete steps? Have they actually walked anything back, or are they just talking? They're just talking so far.
Yeah, at this point, it's just saber rattling. He's probably mainly talking to his own people. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure that the sanctions annoy him, and he's trying to stake out a position to help at some point. Say, look, what do I need to do to get these sanctions reduced, right? And trying to we've set out certain guidelines, but to be quite frank, we haven't actually specified certain concrete steps and said, okay, after this step, we'll reduce X, Y, Z. Right? Since we haven't done that, I'm sure he wants that done. The thing is that he's been talking almost exclusively lately with South Korea without the United States, which is fine. I don't have a problem. It's moving the ball forward, right? It's just I really don't think it's unless he actually steps back from something and actually starts to take a concrete step backward. Words are from the state. It's just that. It's just going to be saber rattling. It's just verbal saber rattling.
And that's fine and all, but the real question that needs to be asked is there blueberries involved?
No, there are bones.
There's bones as well?
Of course.
Do they praise Doug?
Bones.
Do the schnozberries taste like schnozberries?
Of course they do.
If they had blueberries in North Korea, they wouldn't be as malnutritioned as they are, or malnourished, sorry.
Depends on who gets the blueberries.
Ah, true. I don't want to, Jensen. I don't want
the
to.
Blueberries. I always get the blueberries.
Do it. Come on.
All right, Jensen. Isn't this coming out of the UK as well? The boys can have periods now too.
Oh, the fuck they can.
I just saw that on Facebook too.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Well, memes, let us know. How's that work?
What?
I mean, this is right up your alley. Boys can have periods too.
Well,
come on.
Oh, what are they? They're trans dudes, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? Or?
No.
Oh, my soul hurts. I'm gonna have to mute the microphone while I puke my guts up.
Memes.
You looked, didn't you? He looked. I've seen.
Memes.
Yes.
Did you read the article?
I did not.
All right. Well, then I'll
sent
read
it
it for
to you.
everyone. I'll read it for everyone. How about that?
Yes, please do.
This from I'm getting mine from dailymind.co.uk.
I'll put the link in the live chat if you want to just take it from there. It's up to you, mate.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do it. Oh, you put okay. So you got Telegraph. Let's see.
Or you can have it from our group chat, either one.
Oh well, they've noticed I'm ad blocking. I'm not mundane madding this shit, so I'm going to the other one. 8-year-old pupils to be told boys can have periods too under new sex education lessons guidelines, and that's the I do have mod. Oh, Damn, that is a lot of URL. Okay. I was gonna copy and paste the link, but it exceeds the 200 character limit.
Damn.
Sex education lessons in which pupils as young as 8 will be told all genders can have periods were yesterday condemned as unnecessarily confusing for young children. The classes follow guidelines that were issued to teachers to help them avoid offending girls who identify as boys. So take note, all this is to avoid offending girls who identify as boys. But critics describe the guidelines as inappropriate and another example of political correctness gone mad. The teacher guidance from Brighton and Hove City Council states trans boys and men and non-binary people may have periods. It says language about menstruation must be inclusive of all genders and orders that bins for used period products are provided in all toilets for children.
Hold up right there. Did I hear that right? Used period products?
Yes.
Bins, meaning trash cans for used period products, are provided.
I heard bins.
Yeah, like, bins, like trash cans. They pronounce it.
Bins. She heard bins. Not bins.
Oh, okay. So bins like trash cans.
Okay.
But Tory MP David Davis, that's an odd name, described it as insanity for teachers to be explaining the concepts of transgender boys having periods to 8-year-olds.
Can I ask a question?
What's the question?
What was the stated purpose of sex education in public schools?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
I thought it was to avoid parents from having hard conversations with their children.
Hey, girls!
Oh, God.
Oh, no, not.
Here we
Girls!
go. Here we go.
No.
Oh, they must be asleep. Never mind. My kids knew when they were like 4 what they were.
Good thing.
Are you a girl? How do you know you're a girl?
I have those, which means I am a girl.
Uh-huh.
And I...
How do you know when a boy's a boy?
He mansplains.
The ladies do. God, you're such a girl.
You're such a meme.
Your children are so well-mannered.
See?
Yeah.
I know.
So, continuing on with the article.
Mm-hmm.
Learning about periods is already a difficult subject for children at age, so to throw in the idea girls who believe they are boys also have periods will leave them completely confused, he added. Stephanie Davisari from the campaign group Transgender Trend said, girls going through puberty are already having a difficult time. What they should be given is clear language to be able to talk about their bodies and their female biological functions without couching it in a politically correct term. What feminist campaigner Julie Bindel said, to tell impressionable children that boys can also menstruate sidelines girls who should be getting support when they start their periods. The emergence of the guidance comes after it was reported that a state secondary in Brighton has 40 pupils who do not identify as the gender presented at birth. Earlier this year, the Mail on Sunday revealed how an NHS guidebook stated that males living as women were being invited for tests to check for cervical cancer, even though they did not have a cervix. Brighton and Hove City Council said last night, by encouraging effective education on menstruation and puberty, we hope to reduce...
By wasting money, they've done what?
Wait, we spent money to send people to a medical procedure that could not be done.
Yes.
Right. So we've established that, right? So Brighton and Hove City Council said last night, by encouraging effective education on menstruation and puberty, we hope to reduce stigma and ensure no child or young person there we go with the political correctness again, feel shame in asking for period products inside or outside of school if they need them. We
How
believe
is that going to change their attitude toward whether or not they're asking for frickin' feminine hygiene products?
Wasn't sex ed in like the 6th grade?
What the hell are you teaching a 6th grader?
How old are these kids?
Ask them, because yeah. We believe that it's important for all
They said
genders
up
to be able
8.
we
Down to
believe,
8.
It's not like 4th grade.
Like 3rd grade.
let us calm the calamity that is our memories, so that way I can get through this last paragraph. We believe that it's important for all genders to be able to learn and talk about menstruation together. Our approach recognizes the fact that some people who have periods are trans or non-binary. So this was published 2 days ago, and it was updated yesterday.
That was
Yeah.
fucking stupid, is what it was.
Yep.
Yep.
The whole idea behind that people first started pushing for having sex eds in public education was this idea that, well, this will reduce the amount of unwanted teenage pregnancy. It's
Well,
never worked, and now it's being used as a target to push this whole feminist bullshit, intersectional crap down onto our kids.
Well, look at it this way. It will prevent, like unwanted pregnancies, because now everyone's going to be searching for an Adam's apple.
This is almost as bad as that fucking video that was floating around YouTube a few years ago where parents were teaching their kids how to fucking masturbate. I'm not even joking about that. They brought out toys and everything.
Yeah.
I consider it all fake news unless they have blueberries in it.
Here, little boy. Here, little girl. Here's your blueberry.
Shit, they have blueberries. Let me rant about this for a half an hour.
Okay, in the UK, do the parents have to sign a permission slip for the kids to be put in the sex ed?
Not that I know.
8-Jack. Hold on a second. 8-Jack. SI swimsuit edition. It's also great in the back in the days as well. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
See, this is the type of shit that happens when people don't praise Doug.
I'm sorry, Bay Dodge.
How
What were you
about we
saying?
praise bacon? Or bacon? Bacon?
Doug provides bacon. And
Well,
of the real variety, not the tofurkey or the herdurkin or the vegan or even Canadian.
Hey, we're inclusive.
How about pork bacon? The good
says-
bacon.
Real bacon.
Yes. B says that yes, parents can opt out of sex ed.
So it's an option.
They can opt out, but I suspect that if they don't,
Wait. They have to opt out. So
Yep.
they're automatic. Oh,
Yes, and Tiger Lily has a point. The fake and bacon.
different. Oh, see, I remember back in the day, like when you had to do that, you had to get your parents' permission. So you need like permission.
Back in my day, phys ed was teaching you about not being a fucking pussy, not about what genitalia you had.
Back in those days, you used to sit up there and have dodgeball, though.
I loved dodgeball. It was so much fun.
I hated it when
Dodge or
they
wrench.
switched from the rubber balls to like the styrofoam balls, because now you just didn't get that satisfying thunk against a person's head.
They lose some
Yes.
velocity too. It's not as much mass.
Right.
And they don't leave the fucking stinging red marks afterwards.
Yeah, why
Kind
don't
of a
we
pain
bring
to
rubber balls
catch.
back for dodgeball?
Well,
Come on now.
No. Although the rubber balls, like when you did jam your finger in one of those, it did hurt more than a foam one.
And
Don't
it
get hit.
teaches you don't do that shit again.
Well, you
Don't
start
get
to
hit.
improve.
It's like
Learn to
sticking your hand in a
catch.
hot- it's like sticking your hand on a hot stove.
I used
You
to
learn-
love
you learn the
dodgeball.
shit. Not
Okay,
to do
I
that
understand.
shit
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
The great thing about dodgeball is the fact that the smaller you were and the wider you were, the less times you got hit and the more damage you could do. It was the one time in sports, in physical ed, where you actually had the advantage over those big, tall, goofy fucks.
Yeah, so you could never hit midgets, and here I am standing, what was it, middle school, I think it was like 6 foot. Yeah, I was the primary target of everything. Luckily, I was fast and agile enough.
So you felt like you always playing against like Odd Job.
Sort of, yeah. But the thing is, I learned how to be fast and agile enough to dodge them because guess what? It's in a fucking name, dodgeball.
You either learn how to fucking catch
Or
or you learn how to dodge.
Exactly.
I mean, we used to, after dodgeball class, there was always somebody that got a bloody nose. Always.
It was so satisfying to hear the dripping on the floor afterwards because they screamed out.
It was so much fun. I loved dodgeball so much.
You remember
What about
the
you, Dodge?
freaking?
That's what they need the tampons for, is to shove them up the noses to stop the nosebleeds.
Now we understand.
I remember when they switched from those bigger, hard rubber balls that they use for dodgeball to the pussy ass fucking softballs. Yeah, fuckers.
Just a little point as the British one here. Does this mean you guys didn't use medicine balls when you played dodgeball?
Oh,
No.
There was times where I tried to throw a medicine ball at someone, but when they flew across the floor, they kind of told me to stop.
Oh,
No,
that was the wrestling coach.
No, we used medicine balls for volleyball.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that is something I would totally excel in. Then I would yeet the fuck out of a medicine ball.
I only threw my buddy across the room once.
8 Jack dodgeball
We
sucked. I
used
was
medicine-
taller than everyone.
Yeah.
That was the other thing
Medicine
about
balls
dodgeball.
were for volleyball practice, rather.
You could
And then we used
use
the
the big
regular
guys to
ones.
hide behind. It was very effective.
It's interesting you guys didn't actually use medicine balls. I actually thought everyone did. Okay, well, thank you for telling me.
We had medicine balls, but it's more like you're passing them between each other to see, you know, to build up like endurance and stuff like that. But with me and my friends, we kept throwing them harder and harder until one of us fell down, and then at that point we would laugh, get up, and do it all over again.
The only time the medicine balls were handed out was during wrestling practice.
I think I actually remember that now. I may have been the test subject for a lateral drop from our
Would you put down
senior
your
that was
pom-
known for lateral.
Hold on.
you
We got
put
to
down your
pause now because
pom-poms,
he
they,
finally
they-
remembered it, and it's a traumatic experience for him. We can't have him
I
triggered.
was just dropped on my head.
You know, what was it? You put down your pom poms one too many
No.
times?
I didn't actually know what a lateral drop is, and he's just like pressure in. So I pressured right in, and it's whoop.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh no, dude! It was a textbook illustration about some dude throwing a dude on his head. It was effective. It worked. Got a little jittery, maybe, but hey.
Morgan Freeman says, "Dodge that shit, motherfucker."
No.
Too bad dodgeball doesn't apply to like actual life experiences because let's just say nobody knows how to dodge that shit.
Is it different?
Everybody's a fucking pussy nowadays.
I remember playing dodgeball, and when you got stuck with the shitty team, and it ended up just being you left, and they have everybody still pretty much. I mean, that did kind of suck. You're like a deer caught in the headlights.
I sucked at resurrecting people by catching the ball. I could do it sometimes. It was not consistent.
Oh, when they switched to styrofoam, right? And this was when I was in middle school. They made the transition from rubber to styrofoam. I would have, you know, 2 styrofoam balls, and I'm ready to throw them or pass them to my teammates. All of a sudden, someone throws something at me. I catch them in between the 2 dodgeballs. So I had no problem with that because let's face it, they were slow in throwing them. once I became proficient enough to actually be able to pinpoint where they're going to throw it to, they would never be able to hit me again.
I was always crap at catching the ball, I will admit that, but since the teacher actually told us that any hit to the hand doesn't count as an out, I was really good at punching the ball across the bloody rim. Just a minor point, you know.
So you got to cheat.
No.
Yeah, that's not how you play the game.
Yeah, but they didn't switch the rubber balls until after I was out of school.
I don't think they even allow kids to play dodgeball anymore, do they?
Since I'm out of school, I have no idea, and I homeschool kids.
Yeah, I don't think they do. I don't remember. I don't think my kids have played dodgeball ever in school. So, anyway, we got about 10 minutes left. MC, any stories you want to talk about before we wrap up? Take that as a no.
What about you, Optimus?
I don't know what story would be only 10 minutes, so...
So we can go a little bit longer. Pick a goddamn story.
What kind of story?
Pick one.
Well, there is what's trending on Twitter right now. I guess Woody Harrelson supposedly had a secret romance with a 16-year-old years ago.
Supposedly?
I'm sure.
Yeah, well, it is Woody Harrelson. He probably did. Like, let's be honest. I believe it.
Let me take a look here, because...
Does anybody really care?
No.
Not really.
Sorry, dude.
Well, there goes
fuck
memes.
You too, MC.
Well, I'm not a Woody Harrelson fan. I've never really liked the guy. I mean, as far as a 16-year-old...
Really? You don't think he's funny? He's
No.
been in a few movies that were pretty funny.
I think he's an asshat and always has been.
He was pretty funny in Scanner Darkly. I like that movie.
So, since my genre is video games, let me take a look here. There was a game developer who utilized, I believe, 44 DMCA strikes against the channel and had it taken down.
Oh, I read about this earlier today and watched a video.
And it was originally done by the Quartering. This was today. So I was still looking into the context of it when this stream is going on. So I don't have an opinion as of yet because I don't know the entire context. But that's a thing now. In my opinion, game developers, instead of taking criticism as constructive, they're taking criticism as offensive, regardless of the context, and trying to improve their game or whatever. And they're trying to, like if someone has a bad opinion of them, now they're trying to take down the individual via character-wise, whether it be by YouTube channel or forum or medium or anything like that. Like you see different game developers, like even Bethesda, right? Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, which is owned by Activision and stuff like that. They're acting as if they're the SJWs as well and being offended that nobody wants to buy their shit because they create a shitty product.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Bethesda because I fucking love the Elder Scrolls series. I really do. But what they did with Fallout 76 is just ridiculous. I have seen some gameplay of that, and that it looks buggy as fuck. And I remember I played Elder Scrolls, all right? I know buggy.
Right. And with so say for like the Fallout stuff, right? Let me look up something real quick.
Oh, I've got the apology from them right here for the game Erotic which is what the original person that got the 44 DMCA strikes on.
Game neurotic.
No, erotic. EROT or EROKTIC.
So was this being sponsored on Pornhub or what?
No, Battle State Games.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
and
go ahead and read the story.
It's just the apology from them. It says, let us comment on the situation around the erotic, which is the game. All attempts to accuse us of being deaf. Hang on, I'm going blind. Accuse us of being deaf on the opinion of our loyal players can hardly be regarded as anything but blatant equivocation.
I saw
As usual.
I saw that. Keep going.
As usual, we monitor all the feedback and we take everything into consideration. In this case, to our regret, we had to act hard. Lately, Erotic decided to settle on the concept of negative hype and started ardently supporting people who obviously designate their position as hostile to us. Erotic released a video in which he, in a tendentious, I don't know what that word means, I really don't, manner, and accused us of incompetence that allegedly led to a leak to of 2 million profile credentials. Here,
What?
hang on.
Yeah, and they utilized 44 DMCA strikes to take the channel down. But like, oh, go ahead.
Okay, I guess I'm missing why. Now I realize that somebody is hammering them negatively. Okay, but why did they feel the need to hit them with DMCA strike? Just because they didn't like what the guy's content was? And what's this 2 million? What's this?
Yeah.
How did 2 million people's accounts get doxxed?
The video was based on someone else's document which described the process of obtaining basic information about profile rating tables, a nickname, ID, statistics from the ratings. Nevertheless, after our check, we were convinced that no leaks had ever happened. Erotic began to spread a rumor that cheaters can steal your account and get you banned for cheating. All of this was and remains false. Erotic released the next video without regard to our further actions and tried to make a show of this situation. He broadcasted the video from YouTube, which was allegedly proving that leak existed and that 90% of all game profiles have already been banned. Again, he made this video in the most disrespectful and cynical manner. We conducted our investigation and were convinced that this video was also a complete lie. According to the bits of information in the video, we found out which profiles were compromised. A quick search revealed that all data of all 3 accounts shown in the video were in free access on the internet, particularly in the database of one well-known game that had been leaked a year ago. Why did all the passwords work? Because quite often users use identical emails and passwords for multiple profiles. We took measures immediately, forcibly resetting passwords of the accounts, which we found in the leaked databases of other games on the internet. In addition, we began the process of enhancing the safety of profiles in case of real threats. And I think that the guy that you were talking about, Optimus, made a point in saying if there were no threats, then why were they beginning a process of enhancing the safety in case of real threats. The quartering, I believe it was.
Yeah, no, and just listening to the statement, it kind of contradicts itself, doesn't it? It leads off by saying there is no leak; it was all lies, and the dude was
right. And he posted videos stating, "Hey, look, this is real," you know. And regardless of the time frame, they utilized, like, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, it's false DMCA." So the thing is, if the video game is involved in explaining it, the company can do a DMCA because they can justify it in saying, well, they don't want their game streamed or anything because it's protected content. A lot of games do that. Kojima, you know, a lot of companies do that. So it's like in the comments below, it's like, can you address the use of the DMCA to delist his videos? And someone's like, you are abusing the copyright strike system. You know, so I think that's where the outrage is happening. You know, just utilizing that to quote unquote silence that individual.
Yeah, it goes on for another couple of paragraphs, but I'm pretty sure what I've read has already shown that this company abused the hell out of its power.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of companies, you know, are trying to justify taking down people when it's spoken out against them in a negative light. Like, take the Fallout series, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are some Fallout games that are fantastic, and then there are some games that are complete shit until the next one comes out. You know, Fallout New Vegas got really bad reviews saying Fallout 3 was better. You know, then Fallout 4 came out, and all of a sudden Fallout New Vegas was the greatest thing in the universe, and Fallout 4 was shit. You know, the timeline for each one is Fallout 1. Where's the water chip? Fallout 2. Where's the Gek? Fallout 3. Where's my dad? Fallout 4. Where's my son? Fallout 5, or Fallout New Vegas. Where's the guy that shot me in the head? Fallout 76, where's the storyline?
Yeah, and
I just sent you a bunch of stuff on the copyright strikes.
But even if that guy was lying about the game, is it against the rules to lie on YouTube?
If it doesn't bring damages, monetary damages to someone as a result of it, no. You know, people are responsible for what they say online, you know, given the fact that it's a corporation. The thing is that he posted videos showing proof of the statement that the developer is accusing him of lying about.
Yeah, and when does a game that you purchase become yours? I mean, and what I mean by that is if I buy a game, I should be able to stream said game. It's now I bought the rights to the game, right?
Have you read the EULAs for both Steam and the developer that created the game? And in no circumstances do you own the game after you bought it.
That's lame. I'm gonna stay a console peasant. At least I own the hard copy of the game I purchased.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I read all of that stuff, and I'm fully aware of the fact that after you purchase a game on a platform, there's an EULA by the developer, and there's an EULA of Steam. Now, say you bought it off Steam, you are now subjected to 2 guidelines instead of just 1. They can and will take it away from you at any given time, resulting in the loss of money on your end because you bought it.
And that's kind of ridiculous considering Steam has a streaming function, doesn't it? I mean,
yes.
And the thing is, both of the guidelines together contradict each other because say that like, so the Steam EULA, right, has this entire fucking, book that you need to read on the whole agreements and on like the platform and everything. But at the bottom, it has a disclaimer. Disclaimer: this does not absolve you from the EULAs of the developers, which means it can include that stream function. But if the developer has an EULA that you're not supposed to stream it because of copyright stuff, then you're not supposed to stream it. And it goes back to the fact of where people just scroll through shit, click I agree, without even knowing the rules and regulations of anything like that. That's why I watch the YouTuber Law. And he goes over in detail on the ins and outs of whether or not something is you can sue on, or if it's constitutional, or if it's legal in regards to video games.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, I don't know. I would think if you're a game developer, you would like the streaming communities because they are pretty much free publicity, right?
Well, take Kojima for example, right? I am a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid series. So when they came out with the Phantom Pain for Steam, I got it. Now, me thinking, okay, well, I already know that the music is, YouTube is going to pick that up like flies on shit. So then I tried to mute everything. The thing is, with that specific game, the background music and the cinematics can't be muted. Or if it can be, you have to go through an extensive process where you have to go into the directory of the folder in order to even remotely do anything. And then even then, it's a very hard press to try and get it to be able to where you can stream it without the developer DMCAing you. It's just red tape after red tape after red tape that you have to cut through when it comes to video games and streaming. That's why when a lot of people are streaming video games, people don't know or appreciate the time it takes to actually adjust shit, so that way we can stream it. I know that I spend on average about an hour and a half to 2 hours ensuring that I can stream a video game, because of the fact is there music involved that I can't stream it, because they're gonna strike it or do something or try to take me down just because I want to have fun and show people that I have fun.
Yeah, that's why when people say, freaking YouTube's not a real job. Well, look at people like PewDiePie who are now millionaires thanks to YouTube, and they do have to put a lot of fucking work into even just a fucking gaming.
Hi, Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, false DMCAing somebody is fucked. And
not just once, but 44 fucking times.
44 times. And the thing is, it's not false DMCA, most likely, because with the game footage being played, if there is something in the EULA about that where you can't stream it because of copyright, then effectively he was, breaking it. But the thing is, if it went on for as long as it did without the company doing it, we all clearly know what the intentions of the developer is now doing to silence that individual. Why not do the DMCAs beforehand when he first started streaming it? That's just the reason that they're justifying it. So technically it would be legal, but we all know what the developer is doing it now that there's 44 within a span of like 6 hours.
And the 44 weren't coming from one, or they were coming from one person, but they came from documents from another person. It says so from the quartering. He got his information from somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. But I do have my final paper I have to write, so I am gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, panel, for joining me. We'll be back on, I might do a stream tomorrow because I'm going into winter break. So after I'm done with my final paper, I have nothing for school-wise until New Year's. So we might do a stream tomorrow. We might not. Good night, good luck, and don't go to France. Peace. Praise
have my
bacon.
blueberries and praise Doug.
No,
Praise bacon.
Praise bacon.